Welcome to the Jaguar Podcast, a show where we discuss all things related to Duval County's finest NFL football team, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Blue 42, set, what?
Duval, baby! Hey everybody, this is Andrew and welcome to episode 14 of the Jaguar Podcast. In this episode, I'm going to be doing an overview of the Jalen Ramsey situation that's been going on over the past few days. So let's jump into it. There's been an uproar over the whole Jalen Ramsey situation. He essentially got into an altercation with head coach Doug Marrone on the sideline during the Houston Texans game on Sunday after Marrone, failed to challenge the incomplete pass to DeAndre Hopkins. So essentially, Jalen Ramsey lost his mind, started yelling at Doug Marrone because he thought that he should have challenged that play. So, they ended up getting into a little verbal confrontation and looked pretty heated. But, essentially now after the loss with the Texans, he has apparently gone to his agent and demanded a trade. So this has really stirred up a lot of controversy and drama. People are freaking out because Jalen Ramsey is like our best corner, and it seems like the whole Jacksonville organization is going up in flames now. But, I don't want to focus too much on the negatives, but personally, I feel like Jalen Ramsey, is being a real baby about this. I don't think what he did was a professional move. I think he should have just had a conversation in private with Doug Marrone about this issue. There's been a lot of rumors going around about how he's not been actually even, following the play calls by Todd Wash, the defensive coordinator. There are rumors that he won't play zone. He will only want to play man on man. So, it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of a poop show or a clown show. And, I think there could be a few things going on. I mean, I think we all know now what has caused the drama in the Jacksonville locker room. It just seems like Jalen Ramsey is toxic in the locker room. I think he had a lot to do with why Bortles was released. I don't think he was working well with people in the locker room, players in the locker room, and causing a lot of problems. So, I think there's a few reasons why Jalen may be doing this. I think it could be because, Miles Jack was extended. He got a big contract extension, our linebacker, Miles Jack. And I think he, maybe potentially a little jealous trying to get his money. He showed up in a Brinks truck and, he may be trying to get he may be using this as leverage to get money. I don't know. But I just think it's a real immature way of doing it, and it's causing a lot of swirl and anguish and heartache for the Jacksonville organization. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know if he'll be traded or not. I think if we do decide to trade him, I hope we get some good draft picks for him or some offensive linemen. I hope we get a good exchange for that trade. I hate to see Jalen leave. I think he's a great player. Had some fantastic defensive plays last season against the Steelers, and just I think he's a huge asset to our defense. But I think if he's going to be toxic and bring people down inside the locker room, then we may need to part ways with them. So, but let me know how you feel about this. There's a lot of kind of differing opinions about this. I've been reading on Twitter about this situation, and there's some people think that Jacksonville organization is a mess right now, and that Doug Marrone should be fired, and Tom Coughlin, the VP of football operations, should be fired, and Dave Caldwell, our GM, should be fired. I don't know if I agree necessarily with those assessments, but let me know how you feel. Leave a comment on the podcast episode or YouTube video. Subscribe to the channel. Stay positive and go Jags. I'll see you next time.
get that. JYD coming up with the big sack. Quarterbacks beware, we on the prowl. Game day night, you could hear it in our growl. Intimidation on to keep their hearts racing. Eating other teams live on TV front of the nation. Spectacular defensive scheme.
This episode is available on the Jaguar Podcast YouTube channel. So if you stop by, make sure to subscribe and give this video a like. Also, these episodes are available on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and other major podcast distributors as well. So if you don't mind, please leave me a review and some feedback. I'd really appreciate that. If you'd like to connect with me on social media, my Twitter handle is @JagWarPodcast. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. This is Andrew signing off. Cheers.